All right, everybody, what's up? This is Pamela Wood. I'm here with Baylo on Keep It Daygo. We are at the Malcolm X Library. You see what's in the backdrop. You guys know what's going on nationwide. You know, all the police protests, all the protests against the police for shooting down black people. Just today in Atlanta, or was it yesterday, a young black man was killed just trying to run away with his back turned to the police. Anyways, I'm here with Baylo. Right now, what we're doing is we're doing his interview. He just had a wild freestyle session at one of Big June's video shoots. Bay, can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, um, San Diego has a very serious culture with gangs, and
Mm-hmm.
for many people who have never been to San Diego, they end up running to a lot of us in institutions. So, they prison, California youth authorities, places like that is when a lot of other brothers in California start meeting cats from San Diego. And so with our gang culture being so thick the way that it is, it's just a long history. The one thing about Big June, man, is we always been good throughout the whole musical, with both of us being artists from San Diego, Southeast San Diego, in my blood, me and Crip. And he just reached out to me to come be a part of his video, because of one of the lines in his songs he had at how he got into it with the Crips, and at the end, at the end of his career, now that he's basically building relationships with them. So, when I went to the video shoot, it was real nice, you know what I'm saying? It felt good to support June, especially in this time where the black community is, in an uprising right now. You know what I mean? And, and it's just very important for me to be involved in a lot of the protests and a lot of the different things that I'm compassionate about. Because I'm somebody that, when you hear me speak on a multitude of issues from slavery to, mass incarceration to, you know what I mean, the things of that nature, I've lived them things out in my life. You
Oh,
know,
you were recently incarcerated for, and I remember there was this whole Free Baylo movement.
right, right.
What was that all about? What happened with that? Are you comfortable talking about that?
Yeah, I'm comfortable talking about anything I went through in my life. My plight and struggle mirrors so many young black men and women around the world and so many people that are facing adversity and struggle right now. You know, I understand that, I have to speak on, all things in my life, even the things that I'm not proud of. So, yeah, I caught a case. I was doing my music. I've always had, endless talent and major potential. And a lot of people, thought that, I would do some beautiful things from San Diego a lot of years ago. But, that wasn't the case at the time. I had to go through some more plights and struggles in life. I had to learn some more lessons to put into my music to help inspire people, on a whole nother level around the world. Back then I was rapping the fan market. I'm not rapping the fan market no more. I'm rapping to the world. I'm rapping the pain, struggle, sacrifice. So I felt that was the perfect opportunity for me to do that freestyle while the attention was gonna be on Crips and Bloods trying to unify in a time where the police are at an all-time high of trying to kill black people right now.
Right.
And it's essential that, the only way we even have a fighting chance is to be unified
Exactly.
on all fronts, not just from a Crip and Blood standpoint. So it was important for me to take a step in that direction. I come from a very revolutionary mind family. I'm a Muslim. I believe in the liberation of the black man and woman. And so, in 25 years that I spent in prison, that's what I spend my free time doing, is studying black culture and educating myself and trying to have some understanding of, how we went from kings and queens, to pimps and hoes, to Crips and Bloods, so, and I was a part of that process. I was somebody that was given the Quran before I was given a blue rag. So my journey is a lot different than a lot of other, older Crip or Blood guys you see that, have went to prison and found Islam and some, start building their mind, for the revolution. Me, I got that from home.
Exactly. What was your grandfather's name? I know that my sister at one point, my sister Robbie was best friends with their sister Damina when they were younger, and
Right,
they're still kind of good friends today. They
right,
talk on and off.
right.
But what was your grandfather's name, and what was his influence in your life?
Oh man, my grandfather's influence is
What was his name?
his name was Joshua, Sir Joshua von Woodfolk.
Right.
And, you know, I seen my grandfather do unbelievable things. And growing up, a lot of my friends used to look at me like I would do unbelievable things. But, you know, I saw my grandfather graduated from San Diego State as an engineer when he was 50 years old. You know, and I was already a young man at that time. So as he was the only dude up there with gray hair and grandkids. You know what I mean? And he gave a epic speech about, you know, how important it was for him for his grandkids to see him graduate from college at 50 years old. So they know that it's never too late to pursue the things you want to do. What he did was, my grandfather worked while he sent my grandmother through college. So my grandmother went through college and got her 4-year degree, and then she worked and put him through college. And he graduated when he was 50. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming with one of the most epic rhymes, political stance, self-awareness, you know, commentary right now that, you know, that song is just doing unbelievable things. And most of, you know, a lot of that is a big testament to my grandfather, who pushed education, who pushed discipline, you know, who pushed a lot of things that are in me today that reflect on that song when you hear that or when you hear me talk. So,
Can you give us a little bit of that song, like a few bars on that song? What's the name of the song, first of all?
You know, it was some verses that I compiled. You know, I like to say that song is the soundtrack to today's revolution.
That
You
song.
know, or if you look over different periods of times with black people, or there were revolution and change was happening, you always had a Marvin Gaye, you know, a Teddy Pendergrass, a Bob Marley. You know, we don't have that in this generation. You know, I wasn't really worried about, you know, nobody hearing that song yesterday and replicating it today. You know, you gotta go to prison for 25 years and you know, read over 1,000 books, start the process to spit something like that. You know what I mean? So, you know, that's just, you know, that's something very dear to me. And for probably maybe about the last 5 years, I've been focusing solely on doing songs like that. I really don't do the other type of music that in my earlier career I was doing.
So all revolutionary hip hop, no gangster rap anymore for you.
That's still gangster rap. You
Go
know,
on and break that
all
down
of it
for
is
us.
talking about the plight and the struggle. You know, so, you know, you have to be honest too. You know what I'm saying? I'm 47 years old. So I'm not at a stage in my gangbanging career where I'm standing on corners, pulling out guns and shooting at people. So that's not finna be a part of my message. I got gray hair and grandkids just like my grandfather had when he was passing the torch on over to me. So I'm passing this torch over to my kids, my, you know, sons and daughters, and you know, all my descendants and all the people who believe in me and have shared a similar plight and struggle in life. I'm the voice of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm the voice, I'm the soundtrack to this new revolution that's happening in 2020.
So how are you feeling about San Diego's urban entertainment industry as it relates to the struggle?
I haven't heard anything that relates to the struggle as far as music. Now, you know, just Crips and Bloods unifying on the streets is just as powerful as, you know, the things I was saying in my song. You know what I mean? So, you know, statements, you know, the revolution, you know what I mean, gonna have so many different components to it.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I don't hear it in hip hop at all right now. You know what I mean? I don't nobody speaking that language, that dialect to me. That Tupac did, that Ice Cube did, that Lil Baylo did, that you know, KRS-One. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And so many of the forefathers of hip hop did. So, you know, I'm cut from that cloth.
Right.
I'm cut from a cloth to where, you know what I'm saying, your music has to, you know, reflect your culture as well. And these were people that wasn't even gang members, but even being a gang member and doing my music, I always did songs that reflect my culture. I always talked to black women in a positive, uplifting way. I always did songs like that, you know, and I continue to do that. And I just don't hear that in today's, in San Diego's, you know, current hip hop situation. But what I will say is that there's a multitude of artists from San Diego who have the ability to talk that dialect right there. You got Complex. You know, he has a very beautiful mind. He's a very underrated, unappreciated San Diego artist who has the ability to speak in that dialect. You know, you got Black Mikey, who for years has always put reggae and revolutionary references, in his music. Damu has that ability. Googie Monster. Um, so San Diego definitely has the talent, to take on that cause. You know, I probably just needed to be the first one to step up forward and embrace it because, that's so much a part of who I am.
I have a question for you. Another question for you. All these artists that you just named, do you see yourself doing any type of compilation with them?
Cats like Complex, Crypto, Googie Monster, Contraband, Cricket. That's my core, group right there.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever I have going on, they're gonna be a part of. And if my mind is right and I'm not in prison, I'm gonna be a part of what they got going on. So, right now is my time. I'm doing my thing. I'm trailblazing. I'm carving my own lane out. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to shine. I'm going to go hard in the paint. I'm going to represent us well, to the world. I'm going to stay articulate. I'm going to stay, uplifting instead of tearing them down. And I'm going to fight for for our plight and struggle. You know what I mean? Things that I was taught growing up. I went to Malcolm X, to Martin Luther King parade. Up and down Imperial. They didn't kill some. Police didn't kill some good brothers out here and sisters.
We're gonna take a break right quick, and we're gonna come back and talk about that. All right, babe. So we done relocated. We at Encanto Park now on location. We're here with Baylo. We're just talking about his album, his up and coming album. Babe, what's the name of your new album?
I feel like I'm carving out my own lane and changing the game, with my content, my message. But I'm also feel like I'm gonna do the same thing with, the format in which I do my music. So, the name of my project is gonna be called Message to the Black Man. It's a spin, my own take off of, something, Elijah Muhammad did, for the black community. In the 60s, it was a very impactful book at the time, of the liberation of the black man when we were going through, post-slavery and, a time where, America was being real hard on our women to be on welfare. This was a time where, they were further breaking up the black man and the black woman. So that happened. That had been going on since the shores of West Africa. So, so at that time, we were, not many years out of slavery and living in the projects where the woman and the kids could be in the house and the father couldn't be in there while the woman was on welfare and and drugs was being flooded into our communities and we were just in a bad shape already just coming out of 400 years of slavery. Exactly. So, at that time, that book was very impactful, for the black man at that time, and, and cleansing his mind, body, and soul, and representing and presenting itself a certain way, and starting to have independent thinking, from, the white system, that was trying to take care of us. So, my album is going to be a 6-song EP. It's going to have a book with it. It's going to have a 45-minute documentary and 3 podcasts. And that's the format in which I release my music from here on out. So, outside of maybe a song here and there like that. But for the most part, you want to play ball with me, you got to step your work ethic game up.
All right. So, the name of your album or EP project is Message to the Black Man.
Message to the Black Man.
Can our viewers get a few bars? Go on and give us a few bars.
Of course, you can always get some bars out of me because I'm a real rapper.
Right.
You know what I mean? A lot of people be saying they can rap. Then after I get finished rapping, they be talking about how they still got 12 more bars on the 16th right. I'm like, that's your only rap? I mean, it's okay, man. Y'all can be the outlaws, man. It's okay. Only be one pock at a time. But, Yeah, so yeah, my album is gonna be totally different than anything that's ever came out of San Diego, and probably, the rap game. Period. You know what I mean? I just feel like, with every bar that I write, I'm just further and further carving out my own lane. In in something that hasn't really been seen before. Because really, what I'm coming at you as is, a tortured soul, by America. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who was fed cold cereal to prepare him for this world. You know what I mean? You're dealing with with a situation where, you know, we have to teach the next generation every chance we got. Whether we standing at the park, whether we playing dominoes, you know what I'm saying? Whether, we watching football games, you know what I mean? And so, I understood that, the songs I always liked most about that I did were the ones that had the message, the ones that were deep, the ones that were touching, the ones that could send, chills, through your spine. You know what I'm saying? And so, and that's the direction I embraced about 5 years ago. When I was really looking, I was really looking at the rap game and my age and everything and my message and, just what I stood for today that I probably didn't stand for 20 years ago.
I have a question. A lot of people might say that you're an older rapper and you might not be able to make it. What do you say to those people?
I say, any of these young rappers, they don't stand a chance against me. Come on, I'm taking all fades. All fades.
I don't even think they know how to freestyle
top,
no more.
You know what I'm saying? I'm really go hard on somebody that's under 30. You know what I'm saying? I'm not giving you no breaks because they didn't give me no breaks. If I had my shower shoes on in the day room, which was a violation of rule or regulation of the black structure in prison, I was 500 push-ups. I didn't get to do 470. I had to do the whole 500. So I'm not giving you young cats no breaks. You come get me as a feature on your album, you know what I'm saying? I'm still in fans in 2020.
I heard that.
Because I could do what you could do, but I don't think that you could do what I could do.
Word.
I could be wrong, but I'm trying to teach you. I'm gonna give you the blueprint. I'm very humble. I work with anybody from San Diego, and we can rap on a multitude of things. But if I come get you, you know what I'm saying? Then it's gonna be a line along a line. It's gonna be along the lines of having a message. So that's what's gonna happen with me. So, all that older, you get better. Rap is about words. So the more you use words and, terminologies and you understand, you know what I'm saying, the better you can express yourself. So a 20-year-old Daygo couldn't stand a chance next to me right now as a rapper. And I'm not finna let no 20-year-old little punk who think he got a few bars, none of that. I ain't going for it.
Y'all hear that? He's calling you out. He's calling you out.
I said that.
He meant that.
I said that. I can't take it back. So, hold on one second.
Take your time. This is all getting edited.
So yeah, let's see what we got, man. I try to I've been bumping this Janae Aiko beat. I'm gonna switch the beat up because I've been doing this. I've been on this beat, man. It's been a good beat for me to rap to and to write to. It's real expressive. It represents, what the type of beats I like. Because I'm going in depth with everything.
All right.
You know what I mean? But we're gonna switch it up, though. I like that beat. Holla at my queens right quick, man. It was the coldest winter ever when I looked into her eyes. I couldn't stop staring. She had me mesmerized. Spoke to her in Arabic. She was hypnotized. Beautiful black angel that fell from the skies. I see the truth in her heart. Never tell me no lies. I wiped away her tears and told her don't cry. See, I love my baby girl because she precious as a pearl. Here's the knowledge and the wisdom to succeed in this world. Pay attention to the lessons and appreciate the blessings. All my black women understand you the essence. We got a little crib on 35th and Adam. I offered her my rib like my first name was Adam. Take your time with me, baby. I promise I won't hurt you. I know this world is crazy, but patience is a virtue. Kiss me, hug me, cause this world is ugly. I gotta thank Allah I finally found someone who loves me.
Y'all hear that, ladies? He's single too, y'all. Y'all heard that.
Yeah, so, and that was real important for me to master something like that and be able to talk to, my queens, the way that they deserve to be talked to. You know what I'm saying? And so, I was raised by beautiful black women, surrounded and raised by them. So, I'm always looking for the beauty. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if she's, on El Cajon Boulevard selling her body. If she's saying have a conversation with me, I'm gonna find the beautiful things that she needs to be latching on to, and the principles and morals in life, that she was expected of her to pass on. We all fall off in life somewhere. So, that's how I am, man. I did all the other type of songs. I still can if that's what you need. But, as far as what I want to do, I'm gonna do music like that. I want to talk to my sisters like that,
All right, so this is Pam Wood with Keep It Daygo. I'm here with Baylo. We signing off.
Yeah, we keeping it real with San Diego, always and forever.
We just finished a bomb-ass interview.
Right.
And now we just want to remind you guys, keep grinding, keep it real, and always
keep it Daygo.
Keep it Daygo.
Yeah, man.
We out.
Tap in. Here you go. I'm gonna give them one last freestyle on my way out. Where all the little San Diego rappers at, huh? What them and them be calling them the mumble rappers? Yeah. Look. Keep talking behind my back and find yourself in a crisis. Somebody tell these niggas that their life is priceless. I always dealt with jealousy and a little bit of envy. I guess them niggas was mad I had God up in me. They gon' talk real bad when they speaking on my name, but ain't built to live my struggle or endure my pain. My heart was so pure when I went against the grain that God said I'm the cure to all this bullshit in the game. 20 years later and I'm swimming in my freedom. They was all false prophets, so I really didn't need them. Spit the truth to the youth on the yard where I lead them. Little niggas doing life, still fighting for their freedom. God let us breathe. It's been a hard life. Where niggas gotta leave behind their kids and wife. With niggas in the pit doing bids for life. Crucified to a cell like Jesus Christ. Put your money on me, man.